Okay, we are back. So we are going to go to the Coach Smith Show right now. Well, we're here again with ECS Athletics Director and Head Football Coach Tim Smith. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Scott.
And first time we've said this in a long time, but we came up a little short last week.
It has been a minute, hasn't it?
It has.
I think it was 30-something in a row, and, you hate it, but the kids played really hard.
Mm-hmm.
We dug ourselves a hole with a kickoff return for a touchdown to start the ball game, and who would have ever believed that a field goal early in a ball game in high school would make a difference? It did.
It did.
It did indeed. But our kids played so hard the second half and got back in the game, had several opportunities to win it, and we just didn't make a play, couldn't make a play, and they had a lot to do with that.
That's right.
They
were a good football team.
They are, and I'm not putting anybody else down that we played, but overall that's probably the most athletic team we played in probably a couple of years.
Right. And I believe we were down 23-6 at halftime. 23-20 was the final score. So what adjustments did you make both offensively and defensively, because we scored more points and we didn't give up. We pitched a shutout in the second half. So talk about those adjustments that were made at halftime.
Really and truthfully, not a lot. Defense, I don't think we changed. I don't think Clay really changed anything. Went over a couple of formations that they kind of surprised us with. Offensive-wise, we got back to doing what we do best, and that's running the football.
Mm-hmm.
We probably threw it a little bit more than we wanted to early, but we felt like we had to loosen them up, and we felt like if we could get them to the fourth quarter all week that we would be in better shape, and I thought we were. I thought our conditioning come into play in the fourth quarter. So it was one of those days. Everything didn't go our way. I'll be honest, and I guess it's because of what we've done in the last 8 years, really. I thought we were going to win that ball game even when they took a knee. I thought the ball would pop up. So I don't know, but I thought we're going to find a way to win. We're going to find a way to win, and I think that's the attitude that these kids have. They never believe we're going to get beat.
Yeah, that's a testament to you and the coaching staff and the attitude of the players for sure. And just talk a little bit about the experience of getting to play on Legion Field and what that was like.
Yeah, I called Angie as soon as I walked out on the field. Brought back a lot of memories from when I was a young man and used to go to the Auburn, Alabama games there, the Iron Bowl. I told the kids, I said I was standing right here. I was in the upper deck in Section 32, I believe, when Bo went over the top in 1982. I said, but those 9 years before, they whooped our tail. So I didn't have very many good memories. I just had memories. But, man, it was special. I'd like to thank Banks for allowing us to play them there. But the city of Birmingham and the staff at Legion Field, those men and women were great.
Right.
They were. I mean, we met a young gentleman by the name of was it RJ?
Yes, sir, it was RJ.
Yeah. When we walked in, he asked him, he said, do you know where you're at? And one of them said Legion Field. And I hope I'm saying this right, but I think he said, you're at a place where legends played and heroes were made. And I thought, wow. And he started naming off names, like Kenny Stabler and Archie Manning played there, and Cornelius Bennett, I had to tell them who that was. They didn't know.
Biscuit
was one of the best. So
yeah.
It was a great experience. It really was.
My uncle's an Alabama fan. He has that play of him sacking Steve Berline.
Yeah.
He's got that framed in his house. Yeah, so definitely. So while we're on that topic, I think I'll go right to the players here. I'll come back to you in just a second, Coach. We've got Henry Rhodes, Jack Frost, Wesley Holmes on the show today, 2 seniors. So just talk a little bit, Henry, about what it was like for you. What's the one thing you're going to take away from playing in Legion Field?
I mean, I would say probably that it was just an honor. I mean, it was crazy. About 50 years ago, my grandfather played on that field. So I just thought it was super cool to see the history. And it was an honor. It's unfortunate we lost, but you got to give God the glory just for the opportunity to play on that field.
No doubt. Absolutely. What about you, Wesley? Jack Frost?
I think it was the same thing. It was just really cool to be able to have that opportunity to get on that field, all the history that's been made there, and like Henry said, unfortunate outcome, but give God the glory. Thanks for the opportunity to play on a nice field like that. We don't get that often.
Absolutely. Yep, you guys were definitely playing where legends had trod. Well, after a disappointing loss at Legion Field, we have another tough test tonight, traveling up to Franklin, Tennessee to fight with the Falcons. Like the alliteration there, Coach. So just talk a little bit. This was an epic game last year, number 1 and number 2 in 8-man. This year we're going to play them in an 11-man contest. Just talk a little bit about the preparation leading up to tonight's game.
Last night I actually I was sitting at home with not a lot to watch on TV. I was watching the NFL game. I got my iPad and I pulled up last year's game on Huddle and went back and watched it. And, man, what an instant classic to go down to the last play of the game, the 4th down call. I mean, all of it. Mm-hmm. And I expect it to be the same way tonight. Coach Tim Johnson up there, he's not only a great man, he's a really good football coach. They're going to be prepared to play. We got to travel 3.5 hours, which we're going to get on the bus here in just a few minutes. Mm-hmm. And, it makes a difference when you have to travel that far. Mm. We're going to stop. We're going to feed them at a mall, let them walk around a little bit, and then go on to the stadium. But we try to make a good trip out of it.
Cool. Yeah, so we wish you guys much success tonight. We don't have a lot to go over. Or what did you see on you obviously got some game film. I haven't looked at a lot of their game film, but going from 8-man to 11-man, what kind of differences can we expect to see tonight?
Yeah, last year they really ran the ball a lot, but they're an air raid now.
Oh, really?
They probably threw it last week, I would say, in the 30s. I mean, they chunk it. They got a quarterback that can throw it. He's a good athlete. He can pull it down and run. So as Clay's talked about this week, we're going to have to rush him, but stay in our rush lanes and try to get a little pressure on him. Let him throw a few up. But mostly they're going to throw it now. I'll say that, and they're getting 2 tights and a double wing tonight or something.
Well, hopefully their quarterback isn't as athletic as that Banks quarterback last week, because he beat us a few times when we thought the rush had him, and he slipped out and got some good gains for him.
He's special.
Yeah.
He is. He's special. He made plays. He threw that 1 touchdown to the back of the end zone off of 1 foot, and he threw that ball about 40 yards on a dot.
He did. He put it where.
So, this kid throws the ball well tonight. He does. He throws it very well.
Yeah, I take that back. I did watch some of the Huddle film on them. When we get to be our age, it kind of all runs together.
Yeah.
I do remember them. I think I watched was it Collinwood?
Collinwood. That was their last week's game.
Yeah, he threw it a lot.
How'd you like that Collinwood offense?
That was more Coach Smith style there, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it very much. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
He ran the wishbone, the flex bone, the double wing, the wing tee.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is my dude. I need to find him.
Yeah, speaking of the game, I thought, the first half, it looked pretty close, wasn't it? They kind of pulled away in the second half, or?
Yeah, it was it 19-6 at the half?
But it felt like it was closer than the score.
Yeah, they kept it close. And I think one of the reasons was that Collinwood, they had long drives.
No, that's
they
right.
Had 5 yards, 6 yards to death. And then
kind of reminds you of Freedom a little bit.
Yeah, I watched their film last night too. But, yeah, it's going to be fun tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Good deal. So, Henry, I'll go back to you. What are you excited about getting to play Franklin up there tonight?
One thing, their stadium's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just excited to play football.
It doesn't matter where.
It doesn't matter where. If we're playing in the outfield of our baseball field or playing in Legion Field, but I enjoy the sport.
Middle of the interstate.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited to go against a good player. Their nose guard's pretty athletic, pretty physical. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see how we stand against a better team. Of course, we played a good team last week, but I would just say excited to play.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Absolutely. So you stepped into the center role this year. You
Yes,
had
sir.
some pretty big shoes to fill with Carson Donovan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
last year.
Carson was, 6'3", 260?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about 6'2", 170. So
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit different of a.
But you're more athletic, though,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Supposedly.
Carson may watch this.
Yeah.
Love you, Carson.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. So, just talk about that a little bit. I mean, what do you feel like the opportunity to start this year at center and everything, how that's affected do you feel like it's been an obligation for you to step into more of a leadership role? Center position's very important and everything.
Yeah, I would say it has been a little bit of a kind of put your big pants on and let's go. It took me a little while to get a hold of the snapping and everything, but I feel like I've got a little better. And just being able to tell the three other linemen next to me what the best read is for that play, because, I mean, you got backers blitzing, and with this week you got a nose guard that's going to be stunting in different gaps, and if we need a loop or if we need to go up to a backer, I mean, it's just being able to know what's going on around the field.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about, we know Henry's a football player. You're a bit of an outdoorsman too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love the outdoors. I love getting closer to God in the outdoors. I love to hunt on the fishing team. I love to play golf.
Golf, yeah.
Yeah. Work at Bitburg Golf Course, but
he's chicken to play me.
Coach, come on. I'll take you anytime, Coach.
He won't. I figured I'd get a free round, but Coach Hayden and I have challenged him and
Victor Kite.
But they're scared. They won't play us.
Yeah. Well, maybe there needs to be a little friendly wager there or something, huh?
Yes,
I play old man rules.
What's that?
If you hit a ball in the woods and find one, that don't cost you a stroke. You got a ball, hit it.
I thought that was just a rule. I didn't know it was an old man rule.
I don't play out of sand traps. I throw mine out. Why am I going to hit in the sand when there's good grass laying there?
Yeah. There you go. Well, Henry, we have enjoyed watching you mature and grow up in the program, and we wish you much success tonight. And I'm going to turn my attention to Wesley Holmes now, Jack Frost. So same for you. You're getting a lot of playing time this year. Think have you started one or two games or just coming in?
I believe Abbeville, yeah.
Abbeville, that's right, yeah. So just talk a little bit about your opportunity to get more snaps and what kind of leadership role you feel like you play on the defense this year.
So I felt like it's been a pretty, not a long transition, but, last year I was a linebacker, and then I moved to defensive end at the start of this year, then now to nose guard. So it's been kind of interesting to learn all the new roles that I've gotten a chance to do, and I really enjoyed, all three, but I felt like I found, like Coach Wolf, who's our defensive line position coach, he's really found a good spot for me. And I feel like, being at the center of that defensive line, you can make a lot of good plays there that really matter. You got to, have a lot of jobs you have to hold up in the middle. So I don't know if it's necessarily leadership in, like, words. That's more for people like Reed and Henry. I feel like it's actions for me that need to be a good, like, role model for other guys.
And speaking of the other guys, along the defense, is there any that you've seen really step up or that you've been pleasantly surprised with this year?
I'd say one was Big Woods. I mean, he's really impressed me. I'm just watching him play, like, from the start where we started, he could probably do 3 plays without, getting tired and going.
Yeah.
And now it's, he's out there for what, I think there's a few times at Banks where they had, 9, 10 play drives. He stayed out there the whole time. And he had that big sack at the end of the game last week. So really proud of him. I thought he's really grown up a lot this year from last year.
Absolutely. I got so excited calling that sack play last week when he made that. That was awesome for sure.
Not as excited as Coach Wood.
Yeah. Coach Wolf, he threw his hat down. He was jumping up and down the sidelines.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
The official was about to throw a flag.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Hagan was running to get Coach Wood. I'm running towards the official because I see him grabbing for his flag, and I said, I got him. He said, you better get him on the sideline. I said, you don't even know. This guy never says anything.
I'm about to say, he's a quiet giant, but he got pretty excited on that, huh? Yeah, so what about you off the field, Jack Frost? I mean, well, let's talk about the nickname, Jack Frost. I mean, is it just the hair, or was there something else that came?
I think it's just the hair. When I came in last year, 'cause, I had it full. I think it was full dyed when I came in last year. So I heard a lot of different things. I think, Coach, you originally called me War Eagle because I wore the Auburn shirt.
Every day.
Yeah, every day it was War Eagle for a while. And then
which is good.
Yeah.
There's one day you called me Puzzle for like a few days. That didn't stick. I don't know who came up with Jack Frost, but
it was me.
Was it Henry?
It was me. Yeah.
I'll say it might have been
in the
you.
Locker room. I was just like, Jack Frost.
Yeah, because we've met though before that.
Yeah, we did that summer camp.
Did I have the blonde hair at that point? I don't think. Maybe I did actually.
Yeah, I think you might have.
I did. Yeah, I did. So
How did we get on hair at a football show?
he asked,
Well, when you
we
have
talk
hair
about
like
all
his,
things in life on
Yeah.
this
Hey,
show.
look, I just want to watch these two. You know, Henry's been with me a longer time, of course.
Mhm.
Jack Frost's been with us 2 years. But to watch them step up into the roles, it don't make anybody any prouder than it does this old guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you wish you could play them all every Friday night.
Right.
And nobody knows. They won't believe me, but I struggle every Friday night. Angie will tell you that it breaks my heart because I know how hard we work them, and then some of them don't even get on the field. It's tough on the coaches because we want them to play. And Henry, how many years you been with us? 6? 5.
I think this is my sixth or
Okay.
seventh.
And, you know, no disrespect to Henry, but he did his time on the sideline. And, you know, he got it there on some special teams last year, and he's kept working. And so very proud of both of them and the roles they play on this team.
Very satisfying indeed, I bet. Well, any other closing thoughts on the game tonight, or Wesley's hair, or just anything you want to talk
I would
about?
like to say that is the best hair that we've had on the show. I can't believe we spent a segment
Yeah.
on hair on the coaches show.
I appreciate it.
He also may have one of the top voices.
Yeah.
Oh.
When he graduates next year, he's got a little brother, so he may be